All right, next up we have Amanda Comer. She's been riding for about 9 years now, but she still feels like she's a little bit new to riding. But that's okay. You know, it doesn't matter how long you've been riding, as long as you're getting out there. She recently became a Motorcycle Ohio instructor. Thank you for your service. Much appreciate that. And enjoys learning about all types of riding. And the one thing she can't live without on a motorcycle is her chapstick. I got to hear that story. So here we go. Amanda Comer, come on down. You're the next contestant at blah, blah, blah motorcycles.
Hi, everyone. My name's Amanda. This is just my overall motorcycle journey thus far. So I grew up in a family that did not ride motorcycles. The only person in my family who did ride a motorcycle before I was even born was my grandfather, who very quickly found himself without a motorcycle when he tried to hide an accident from my grandmother. So I grew up, as most of our stories go, I fell in love with someone who did ride a motorcycle. This is one of my first boyfriends, and he was a stereotypical cargo shorts, gym shoes, cut-off t-shirt on a sport bike. He later improved to adding a pair of ripped jeans to that repertoire. So I became the passenger, but I started to get that itch a couple years in that I want to do this myself. So he tried to teach me. Yeah, it doesn't really go well when the boyfriend tries to teach you. He didn't tell me how to stop. So, 2016, at 23 years old, I took the Motorcycle Safety Foundation's Basic Riders course and passed. Imagine that. They taught me. In the Basic Riders course, you don't get above third gear. So when I bought my motorcycle in late 2017, a little used Kawasaki Ninja 300, I didn't know how to ride it home because I knew nothing above third gear. So I learned on my little 2016 Ninja 300, and a year later on Facebook, I came across an event at the dealership where I bought it. It was an after-hours, all-female basic motorcycle maintenance class. So I took this random plunge and I went alone to attend this class. So there were these women here who were learning about basic tires, chain, maintenance, everything under the sun. And then they fed me. So I liked them a lot. This is where I met my local Litas branch, which is a worldwide motorcycle collective made up of women. And these ladies were riding a lot. They were riding every month unless it was exceptionally cold, and they welcomed me into their group. So I joined them in about 2018. And then I went on my first group ride with some of the Litas and their significant others to Hocking Hills. Now I'm still a very new rider on my little Ninja 300. I have my helmet, I have my gloves, I have a Carhartt jacket that's barely more protective than a regular jacket. That's where I was. I've not ridden any kind of distance, and I did consider Hocking Hills to be a distance from Xenia, Ohio. I did. So I show up, and there's not really any pre-ride meeting, other than we ride staggered, and just ride in the middle or wherever I'm comfortable, and I'm already uncomfortable, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm in the middle of the group ride, fighting for my life, because I've never done this before, and trying not to run into everybody else. And they're pointing and doing things and holding up a number one, and we're all in a single file line suddenly. And I'm like, what's happening? I had no idea. This was mentally and physically exhausting for me. This is the longest ride. My body hurt, my brain hurt, and I'm trying to pick up on the fly what everybody is doing. I was beat when I got home. I decided that was too long of a ride. I'm just gonna stick to local stuff. I would not be riding long distance at all. Then I bought a ticket to go moto camping in West Virginia. So this is Grits and Glory. It's an all-female motorcycle camping event that one of my Litas friends decided to invite me to. So I packed a duffel bag and a backpack, because that was all I had. And a night or so before leaving, I decided it was time to try to figure out how I was going to secure these items on my bike. There's a lot of bungee cords that didn't match. Never heard of rock straps before. I have now. So I got to my friend's house who I was riding to West Virginia with, and her husband was very concerned. So we added a ratchet strap to this. Besides meeting some leaders back home, Grits was one of the first places where I was surrounded by some really cool, badass women on motorcycles, and I'm still good friends with many of these female motorcyclists to this day. I was even inspired to continue moto camping off of my sport bike by a woman who showed up on her R3. I spent several years riding with the Litas who were mainly on cruisers. At some point I did begin to crave riding a little bit differently, and I started to seek out other sport bike riders. In 2020, I bought my Ninja 650, and good news, I also bought bags for my bike. 2020 is the year I found my friend Rebecca on Facebook, as is suggested, someone you may know. She had this really cool picture of her on her bike on track at Lean, and I thought, I think I want to do that. So I messaged this complete stranger and I said, how do I do that? And before I knew it, I had opened up this magical door to these amazing Cincinnati motorcyclists. Planning for my first track day was underway. Rebecca took me under her wing, but before that, I was invited to a Northern Kentucky backroads ride. Sure, I'll do that. This riding day also happened to be on my birthday. So here I am, somehow suddenly surrounded by a majority sport bike riders for the first time. These people are in serious gear, leathers, some of them look like racers. So off we go, and I am blown out of the frickin' water. These people are fast, men and women. The adventure bikes have stolen what little ego I have because they're faster than me. So after a brief stop, Rebecca and my friend Danielle decided I needed an escort. I was educated on better body positioning and keeping my toes up so they didn't fall off in a turn. So their advice worked, and I did better, or I survived. I went home, I parked my bike, and promptly cried. I decided this wasn't for me. I was selling my sport bike. I was done. This is not my time for riding. Rebecca and Danielle talked me off the ledge with encouraging words like, "You did really well for the first time. Most people crash their first time out there." Great, okay. Most importantly, they told me not to give up. We all start somewhere. My first track day is approaching, and for clarification, I wasn't racing. I win every time that I leave the track shiny side up. I have some borrowed leathers. Danielle is trailering my bike to the track for me. Because I didn't have any mechanical issues to work on the night before, I was smoked with severe anxiety. There always has to be something the night before. And for me, it wasn't mechanical this time. So once again, my friends are talking me off the ledge. "You can do it. Go to the track day tomorrow. We'll be fine." They gave me advice like, when you get to a turn, turn. My first track day, I was extremely lucky to be surrounded by a group of women who had become great friends to this day. I also met people at the track who I would now consider my track family. Track days, moto camping, and Lita's rides continued. You can't have friends in Cincinnati without being told about Circus Bear Racing League. If you don't know what it is, it's a completely new experience as it was to me that first time. These are fully grown adults, for the most part, on children's 50cc motorbikes, going around a kart track on an early morning on Sunday, on an inside kart track. So we're gonna fast forward again to 2022. That boyfriend from the beginning of the story, yeah. I'm single as a Pringle. I'm online dating, and I come across this guy in a motorcycle helmet. 5 pictures of him in a motorcycle helmet and 1 of just his face. But this guy can wheelie, so I swiped right. So we're dating and eventually go on a date to Circus Bear Racing League to ride minis around. At this point, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't really know if I want to keep him yet. Just before we both go out into the novice class, he hits the kill switch on my 50 and darts. The absolute rage in my heart made me ride the fastest I ever have out there to try to catch him. And that's when I decided to keep him because this asshole was getting me places. And that's exactly what happened, because this guy also rides Supermoto, which was something I was completely unaware of before I met him. I attended some of his mini OMRL races and quickly found myself in his pit crew, which consisted of one employee, me, knowledge base -15. But just like my first motorcycle boyfriend, I didn't just want to be in the pits or on the sidelines. I wanted to do whatever all that was. The Husqvarna 450 he was on was not the place to start. And he knew that, thank goodness. So we added an XR 100 to the garage. And I guess I should mention, by this point in the relationship, we were starting a family of motorbikes together. I used that 100 on the kart track as an introduction to outdoor mini moto. Outdoor mini moto was slightly different, and I had a lot of questions about how you did things out there. I would ask, how would I do this, or how do I do that? And his answer would be, I don't know, I just do it. Unfortunately, I was not keen on this just do it mentality. For some reason, I needed things explicitly explained to me, and still do. The XR never has run officially 100% right, but it was okay for now. And when it did run, it was also my introduction to dirt bike riding. If you recall, I wasn't raised on motorcycles. I never had. I grew up on dirt bikes. I rode around in the yard. So I have none of those stories to tell you. But I did it right this time. I took a course first, because he didn't know how to teach me. So I'm back in class. I took the MSF's dirt bike course, where I had a lovely time and was explicitly explained everything I needed to know at that time. Does anybody know what DDR is in Dayton? All right, it's a dirt bike course. It's very technical, and not the place you bring your girlfriend who's new to dirt bikes. And he took me. I'm like, yeah, all right. So here I am trying to use my new skills on this little dirt bike. And unless you've been riding at DDR for 50 years, you really don't know where the hell you are. So I'm lost. He's lost. I've fallen, I've kick-started, I've gone again. Fallen, kick-started, and gone again. And finally I get to the top of this hill, and I'm so tired and stressed, and I'm crying, as I do. And he says, "What's wrong? You're doing really well. You've only fallen 3 times." Okay. So what do I do next? I bought a ticket to go into Pennsylvania for a dirt bike outing at Over and Out Moto. It's another out-of-state dirt bike camp. Also primarily women, but they let us invite our significant others here this time. So Cody was able to go with me. So we have this pattern now. I don't know how to ride, so I sign up for class. I don't have any motorcycle friends, so I show up to Alita's event. I don't know how to ride in groups, so I go on a long group ride. I don't know much about moto camping, but why not sign up for one out of state for the first time? I don't know how to ride my sport bike like a sport bike, so let's go to a track day. I don't have a motorcycle boyfriend, so let's add one of those in too. Not familiar with dirt bikes too much, but let's go all the way to Pennsylvania to figure it out. I find something new, it's hard. I go out of state to do more of it. But the key is this: it's almost always been another female rider who led me to the doors, but it was always up to me to open it. Also, paying upwards of $75 is a huge motivator to continue to go to that event. But in all seriousness, I'm not done opening doors. My motorcycle people have brought me to the most amazing events and led me to meet the coolest people I ever have. I really adore all my motorcycle friends from the bottom of my heart, and wouldn't be here without each and every one of them in one way or another. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. Man, that is what this motorcycle community is all about, the people. It's not about what you ride, it's that you do ride, and the people that you meet along the way. I definitely need to go to some of those schools. I've felt like that myself. I get smoked every time I'm out with my significant other season. She is a much better rider than me, and I need to know where to go for those courses. Thank you all so much for coming out to this blah, blah, blah motorcycle event. Make sure you do. If you are on YouTube, like and subscribe. Join us on blah, blah, blah motorcycles.com. Get all your gear that you need. Thank you once again.